Welcome back to Sip the Tallahassee Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today I'm going to give you my post-game recap on the Baltimore Ravens defeating the New York Giants by a score of 35-14 on Sunday afternoon. And I'll do it by position. So we'll start with Lamar with 5 touchdowns, another J5, another amazing performance, another performance with a bunch of great decisions. Some really good throws, but the decisions were the most important thing to me. I feel like he took what the defense gave him. They loaded the box and, hey, you got to throw the ball to beat us, and that's what he did. Some great routes by other guys, some great efforts by other guys, but as far as Lamar Jackson, another J5 going 21 for 25 with 5 touchdowns. So that's, again, I think I saw this stat, the most ever more touchdowns than incompletions games for quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken. He had 5 touchdowns, he had 4 completions. I think he has the most games like that where he has more touchdowns than he does incompletions. So again, another marvelous performance from Lamar Jackson, and we'll see where the narrative turns on him this week. We'll see how they move the goalposts on our quarterback again this week. Let's go to the running back room. Now, the running back room was kind of meh. I felt like because where they were ranked against the run, that we would have ran all over them, but that wasn't the case. Derrick Henry with 67 yards, 4.8 a carry. And I guess because of how they were taking the inside away and stuffing the box, it led us to be a passing team Sunday, and that's adaptability. But as far as the running backs, they did all right with the opportunities they were given. I just expected a little bit more from Derrick Henry. But, credit to the Giants defense for saying, hey, you're going to do something else other than run the ball, and they paid the price for it. But running back wise, it was meh. Henry 14 for 67, 4.8 yards a carry. Lamar 6 for 65, so he almost led the team in rushing with pretty much 10 yards a pop. And Rasheen Ali 8 for 32. So, it is what it is. It was an okay game. Wide receiver wise, now that's where I think we saw some improvement. Coming off all the drama from last week, Rashad Bateman went out there and ran some routes, got 2 TDs, and some nasty routes too. Like if you watch the route completely, you'll see him get in the DB blind spot a couple times, especially on the touchdowns. So Rashad Bateman had a great day, 3 for 80, 2 touchdowns. We got to see Tez finally, and I remember on the live stream I saw him go in. I'm like, alert, 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 Tez in, and lo and behold, he got the ball for a touchdown. A weapon that I feel like we Ben should have used. John even said it in the presser because he fast. Simply because he fast. Simply that threat of having somebody that can run by you should help open up your run game. Should. So hopefully he'll get more involved, and Deontay will start back practicing probably today because we play on a short week. So we'll see how that wide receiver drama unfolds. I hope they got some kind of understanding. I hope the brass could kind of see where Deontay was coming from, even though he was wrong for not going in. And I hope Deontay can kind of see where the brass is coming from, and they can kind of get on the same page, and it don't end up like what happened in San Francisco with their linebacker refusing to go in. So hopefully we can get this thing together and go on this playoff run, because the Niners they're not even in the playoff hunt right now. So that situation is totally different. We don't need that distraction over here. Hopefully everybody can kumbaya and get this thing back going. The offensive line played about as well as I think they could play. I still saw a lot of 77 not touching people, but I also saw them touching some people this time. So I thought there was going to be change coming off the bye week. There wasn't. But again, their interior is not the interior of other teams. They probably have one of the best guys, Dexter Lawrence, but he didn't play. But their edge guys are okay, and we saw that early in the game. Their edge guys were kind of getting some heat on us early in the game. That's Thibodeau and Brian Burns. But up the middle, they weren't good. They were stacking those extra backers in there. McFadden played about like I thought he would. And McFadden was the solo video that I wanted to do. I just didn't get to do it. I got it cut up, got it in my program, but I just didn't get it out. But McFadden was the one guy over there that worried me because of how fast he played sideline to sideline. Last week he had 5 TFLs, so he was the guy I was kind of worried about. That kid played. We still beat their butt, but that kid played. McFadden played. So catch wise, Justice Hill had 5 for 61. Zay had 6 for 53. Somebody asked me in the chat, to do a video like why Zay's not, producing like he did or whatever. But you got to think about it. Zay's the number one now. So people game plan for him. So that opens opportunities for other guys like a Tez, like our tight ends, like a Bateman, like Nelly. Nelly had a nice catch in there. So he's number one. So that's why he's not going off like that, because people are game planning for him. But back to the O-line, they played about as well as I feel like they could play. Defensively, I was surprised by the lack of, and I probably will see the play percentage here soon. Surprised by the lack of reps for Trenton Simpson. You saw a lot of Chris Board. You saw a lot of Malik. Didn't see a lot of Simpson until maybe they subbed, but I'll check here in a little bit. I was surprised by the lack of Trenton Simpson in the game. I will say overall, and even though it was the quarterback was Tommy Cutlets, defense still looks better, looks more communicative, looks more in sync with each other. Guys are running around, guys playing physical. And without going into detail on defense, the only thing I didn't like on defense was all the pass interference. Now, granted, I think some of them from Brandon Stevens was crap, but we just got to figure out a way not to pin. Now, he's actually turning his head, folks. Now, some, but like one of the drives they had was mostly penalties. Let's kind of go through the team stats, and we'll kind of wrap this up, and I'll give you my overall synopsis of the New York Giants and the Baltimore Ravens. First downs, we won at 25-19. Third down, which is something that we've been struggling with. Third down conversions. We were 9 for 11. 9 for 11 this game. They were 2 for 12. Awesome defense and awesome offense. 9 for 11 for us, 2 for 12 for them. Total yards, 445 to 236. They had one more play than us. They had 60. We had 59. Rushing yards, we rushed for 170. So kudos to that. Kudos to the O-line for that. Kudos to the running backs for that and Lamar. Passing, 275 with 5 touchdowns. Shout out to you, Lamar, for another J5 performance. 12 penalties, 112 yards. That's too much. Good teams that ain't going to make it. 1 turnover, 2 punts, 5 touchdowns. Time possession, we lost. We actually lost time possession. But when we were getting those deep shots on the touchdown passes, that's going to be kind of one of the things that you give up. So all in all, to wrap this thing up, I think it was a great team performance. I think special teams played one of their best games of the year. We didn't get an opportunity to see Tuck kick, but that's fine. 5 touchdowns and no field, that's fine. I'm cool with it. Defensively, I don't like all the penalties. We still got to find a way to clean that up. But we do look more cohesive on the defensive side of the ball. So hopefully, Michael Pierce was back too. That helped. We'll get better with the PIs because the defense is coming around. The offense clicked back into shape as to what they were. And we had a great victory versus the New York Giants. So, man, I appreciate y'all for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all later on tonight for the roundup. Peace and love.